Yo, what's up, everybody? My name don't mean too much on this channel, but welcome to a channel with no niche. Or niche, whichever way you want to call it. So listen, y'all. I told you I work at my side job called Zeta. And today I really want to talk about authority abuse. And it's not because I'm in this particular position, no. But it's the stuff that I see other people go through. And you have your own boss who has influence over you, but I mean in a good way in this particular aspect, not in a bad way. But then obviously her boss or his boss have influence over them, which essentially they have influence over you too, because they're your boss's boss. But one of the things that I realized was that today I and my co-worker had the unfortunate privilege to bear witness our boss in tears. Perhaps maybe because of her boss, I don't know. And maybe because she's overwhelmed with so much responsibility and the stuff that she have to have or stuff that she have to do in order for her to keep her job. And we looked at her at the end of the day. We had a meeting, a gathering, because we were learning about some stuff and we're in a particular training. And we never ever seen, first of all, this young lady is someone who's always smiling. She got swag, she got pizzazz, she's just so cool, and no matter what she have to suffer in the workplace behind the scene, she never ever display that. She always show how loving she is toward us, how much of a concern she have for us. And in the interim, she still does her job to make her boss happy. And she reminds us how much of a boss she is to us. And she does it with such poise, you can't help but to accept it, And she does it in a loving way. However, today we had a meeting and she sent us like the Slack information. And she told us the people that were supposed to be in this meeting, and she was supposed to be one of them. Only to find out that she was not in the meeting very, very long. She came at the very end tail or midway, and as soon as it was over, she bounced on us and left. We never seen that before. So my coworker and I were very, very disturbed at what it was that that we saw. We saw her in tears. We never seen her in tears before. We never seen her look depleted before. We never seen her look like defeated, or up under so much pressure that she wanted to snap, crackle, and pop. We never seen that until today. And it made me feel away, made me feel hurt, made me feel sad, made me feel upset. And it was so to the point that me and my partner, my co-worker, when we left the building, we didn't hardly even speak. We were just quiet because it was just so on our mind, to the point that I had to make a video about this, just to talk about people who can suffer with authority abuse. Most times when people have a job and they go for a job, your job will share with you your description and all of what your responsibilities and or your duties are. But then when you say yes to the job and you get on the job, you'll find that you're doing everything else other than what your description is, And because of the fact that you're so appreciative with much gratitude that they've given you this particular job, we say yes every now and again and stay over a little longer, or, to type an extra paper or make sure that this report is done, or make sure that things are done at the job before, they leave, and they be the last people to leave. But it's not even their description to leave, to leave last. And you can tell that it was authority abuse. You can tell that it was from, someone who was over her, or maybe even over her boss. We don't know. But I can tell that it wasn't a family member. I can tell that it wasn't a friend that got hurt. I can tell that it had nothing to do with her car. I can tell it had nothing to do with her house being repoed or anything like that. this kind of look had a lot to do with something that maybe she had been given as a task that she couldn't swallow, you know? And maybe this is something that she have to prepare for, or maybe this is something that they dropped on her about something that she have to do that she regret taking the job for, you know? We don't know. But what I do know is every time I come across this type of act, or I see this type of information being relayed, or I see this type of action, being taken, and I witness this type of act, it reminds me the more of how much I'm so grateful that I started my own business. Now, obviously, I want you to know something. You might have to go through some things in the workplace, but at least you have the workplace to take care of all the other amenities, that would be afforded to you, like time off or vacation time or pension and all this other stuff. The pros and cons about working for yourself is that you work for yourself. So if you don't work, then you don't get paid, and you have to scale and know how long it's going to take you, to get to a particular place or goal, within your company, where you want your company to be, what is your vision, what problem do your company solve, and all of that type of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And so it makes me, think about how grateful I am that I even started it and I took those steps, because every time I look at somebody who have to answer to somebody else, remind me of what's at stake in my life, which is, it's not the fact that I just want financial freedom, but I don't want to have to answer to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no boss. I don't like doing stuff like that. Only person I want to answer to is God. That's it. Other than that, forget answering to people, And every time I see somebody go through something because of their boss, and even me, I have somebody to answer to, on my side hustle. But I do know I don't have to stay there. And that's the good thing about it, And just because you're at a certain amount of money don't mean that you need to be stupid to say, all right, I jump ship and I'm out, You still have to have that strategy plan. And I have to, what they call, stick to the plan, which is something that you have to learn to do if you are going to make such a move, And that's why when I look at somebody like her who's so smart, vibrant, she's bright, have a lot of influence and stuff like that, and she have impact on people. She have so much impact on people, she had an impact on me and my coworker, And I'm like, yo, I really hope one day that she, get a light bulb that comes off and say, whoa, I don't want to do this no more. I want to open my own business and work for myself and say, to hell with all of these people, And it's a wonderful thing, to know that I started my own online course, and I'm scaling this for 4 years. And you have to have influence. And obviously people say, well, what problems do you solve and what have you gone through? Because if you can't show what you're trying to teach and coach other people in your own life, then you don't have any authority. And that's what it's all about. You have to have authority. What is it that you can talk about the rest of your life and not get paid for it, but be happy about it? What can you do about it? And that's what you want to think about. What do you have that solves problems that other people need that you could offer it to? You don't want to sell nobody anything. You want to offer, people what it is that you do have. And having a digital online course don't mean I work for YouTube and or views and or subscribers. Don't mean, none of that. What you want to do is have an email list, and you need to start out with at least 500 people that would give you their email about the very thing that you can offer. Now, I'm not here to talk about that because I'm not here to offer you any of that. I'm just here to say that I'm happy that every time that I see something that hurt me because of other people, it makes me appreciate taking those particular steps and to remember what's at stake for me, that I'm never ever, after these 2 years, are going to have to work for anybody, for anybody. I want to give a shout out to, Pat Bet David. Shout out to Peter Vogue. Shout out to Sean Cannell. Shout out to Chris Doe. But those individuals are the ones who influenced me at an older age, in the age that I am right now, and I'm not that old, to say I can do this and I'll succeed. So listen, if you are suffering with authority abuse, go find out the thing that you have in you. Everybody got a specialty, yo. Everybody got something that they have in them that makes them distinguished from other people. And you have trillions and trillions of people on this earth and on this globe that would buy what you have and need what you specialize in and need your advice. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you should do that and think about it. Think about what you consider, what it is that you have. Consider who you are. Consider what you have to offer. Consider what problem you can solve. And consider the people that would love to hear about that. You know, you got to punch fear in the face, like my boy Sean Cannell said, and just do it. You know, my heart goes out to all of you who are being abused at the workplace. Or it's your boy Donald Francis. Peace.